It's December 2nd, 2022, and what I'm going to be doing here is putting some dirt on this side of these rocks right here and kind of like along the inside, because I want to plant little flowers and small shrubs, small plants right in this area here, because if you look here to the left, this is the road that goes through this area, and it eventually is going to follow these stones and it's going to turn and work its way back up on this side of this breadfruit tree here. So these things are going to have to move eventually. But where I'm standing right now, the road comes through where I'm standing, comes down this way, and it turns back up that way. So like I said, I'll be working in this area right here with these stones because I want to get to planting, because if you kind of look over back there, you see those gray clouds. It was forecasted to rain throughout the weekend, but the forecast has changed and now it's supposed to be wind. However, I do see some rain coming, so we're going to go ahead and try and get on this as fast as possible, so that we can get that soil that's added to this area right here along the rocks to kind of establish some life in it. Earthworms and whatnot, all the microorganisms that these plants are going to need to thrive. So I'm going to go ahead and go bring the excavator over and we'll start adding some dirt. All right, it's the next day, December 3rd, 2022, and as you can see, we worked into the night last night, but I managed to get all the dirt that I wanted to into this area. Now I just got to take out some of these bigger rocks like this right here, and these. We just got rocks that were mixed up in all that stuff, but this soil is some pretty good stuff to plant in. I just needed to get established. It rained pretty good last night, so I was able to kind of compact the soil. That way it gets rid of all those air pockets, so that when plants get planted in there, they don't just flop over and die. But there's also some pieces of wood, like you can see right here, that are mixed up in this soil. And this line of rocks, I want to just get stuff planted in and out and on both sides of this area. It's going to look pretty nice here in the future. So hopefully after we put this video out, we'll come back periodically to see how this area here looks. right, it is June 5th, 2023, and it's been quite some time, actually a couple of months, since I got this little area here set up with a few plants. So this is about halfway where I want it to be. I've got all these plants, of course, that I need to get planted, but I've also got quite a few plants planted in there as well. So I originally had my own little, I guess you can call makeshift nursery, plant nursery at home, but we had to move, so I had to move everything out here. And as you can see, I've got quite a few potted plants, some of my potting soil. I pretty much moved everything out here, but some of it's going to go into the ground right here in this little garden, and some of it will go in other places. But we'll go ahead and just walk through to see just a few of these plants. This is just the multiple varieties of Dracaena tea leaves. This guy I'm going to pull out, and he's going to get planted over in another area, and we're going to go ahead and propagate it. So some of these were bought from some of the big box stores, Home Depot, other garden stores like this. Hopefully throughout time, a few of these will kind of fill out. Some umbrella papyrus, some ginger here. You can hardly see it there, but there's a little rose plant right there. There's a hibiscus cutting, some ferns, plumeria, of course, coconut tree. That there is a cherry tree, and oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the name of this. Oh, it's an acerola. So Mediterranean cherry, I guess you can call it. I haven't transplanted it, but I set it there for a little bit, and now it's attached to the ground. So I may break the pot around it and just go ahead and bury it, or I may just leave it there and let it kind of do its own thing, since it's already doing its own thing, and you can kind of see all that new growth on it. And that guy was mail ordered. Here on the logs, we also have some stuff growing. These logs are pretty cool. I was pretty happy with putting them here. And these are mesquite logs. So here in Hawaii we call them keawe. But here's some bromeliads that were just on the side of the road. There was a grower that I usually pick up plants from. I don't know who they are, but they usually leave plants on the side of the road, and I pass by that way to come out here, and they always got plants out there, and I never leave any plants that they leave out there, because they got some pretty good stuff. Here's some orchids here. I'm not a professional on orchids, but some very pretty orchids. Also some orchids here as well. We'll kind of let establish. We've got some more ferns here on this tree stump. This was from the old neighbor. She was getting rid of it. So you have these ferns growing inside of this log here, and a bunch of air plants. You can kind of see right there. Really pretty. And I was so happy and so grateful to be able to take it. Moving on, we got some milkweed plants, some butterfly plants, more tea leaves, croton. Here's a Rangoon creeper from home, and it hasn't quite established itself. I've been kind of hoping that it would just pop its roots out from the bottom and go straight into the ground, but that has yet to happen. I'm pretty sure with heavy rains it will happen, and it'll eventually kind of climb this big old stump right here, but like I said, that has yet to happen. So continuing on, you can kind of see here Song of India, some cuttings that I just kind of poked into the ground here. That was also from that house that I mentioned that puts plants on the side of the road. Here is a variegated variety of ginger, which is super pretty. I didn't think it would make it, but it did, and I'm also grateful for that. This is kind of like a pretty bad spot to put it because the soil is of very poor quality right here, but it's pretty resilient. As you can see, it's got 5 little guys popping out. I accidentally cut into that little one right there, weed eating, so I got to be more careful with my cutting here. But as you can see there, we got quite a variety of things out here. Over here on the right, you can kind of see this hedge of oregano, which I had to pull out, as you can see in the video. And here's all the potted plants that I've just been pretty much neglecting for all this time that I've been working out here, just because I've been so busy. I haven't been able to get everything planted, but we'll go ahead and get to that. And we'll try and catch up with everything. But you can kind of see from right here that this is what the little garden aisle, I guess you can call it, looks like. And it was fun working on it, and I know it'll continue to be fun. That there is jasmine as well. We call it pikake here in Hawaii, and it just had some flowers and it'll probably continue to flower again. But just a few of the plants that are going to go into this area. As we continue throughout the year, we'll continue to put more plants, and this little aisle is going to start looking a lot fuller. As I mentioned before, this taro plant here won't be there, so it'll look a whole lot nicer walking down through here. But we'll come back in the future, maybe in a couple of months, maybe at the end of the year, to see what it looks like then. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.